Okay, this is probably going to be the realest I've been in a long time. I'm on my way home. Last night I stayed at my sister's, and I don't even know where to start. My husband and I, Halloween officially marks our 10 years together. And it's always been Halloween. It's never been, I don't know, a week before, whatever. It's always been Halloween. And Halloween comes and goes, and I didn't hear any, there's no acknowledgement. And I wasn't feeling well that day. So, the next day, I write something on Facebook, and it's like, Facebook, it is what it is, but I like to give him shout outs on Facebook. The thing is, he's the type that doesn't do shout outs. But every now and then, I wish he would. I would love to have a shout out. And it really hurt me that he didn't acknowledge, even in that post, he liked it, but usually, I'm used to him saying, love you, Klarissa, I don't know what I'd do without you. Something, where he'd comment. He didn't do that. I thought maybe, okay, he will get a card, flowers. And I'm not one for presents. I love getting a card that has a heartfelt written message in it. And I told him that I was so hurt, and he's like, wow, I'm so sorry, and I thought, okay, great, he's gonna find a way to remedy it, just all I'm asking for is a card. And he still didn't do that. And I mean, I was just so hurt. And it's like, am I overreacting? Am I being irrational? I don't know, because when I get like this, I talk to my mom. And it's like, I'm one of those people that I have cards for everything, even if they're blank. And in the past, since my mom passed, I've probably written 5, 6, 7 cards, and I'll put them in his lunch pail. So when lunch comes around, he can read it, and maybe his day will be better. And it's like, I'm telling him how much I appreciate him, that I don't know how I'd get through this without him. And it's like, I don't even get an ounce of that back. I don't get told, he appreciates me. And it's like, I know I'm sucking horribly right now. I know I am. I know I'm not pulling my weight. I know I'm sad all the time. I know. But I'm trying. And for therapy, what sucks is I've had one session so far. One of my sessions, right before I messaged her to send me the link, I never heard anything from her. And then the next time, sometimes our internet is spotty. I was waiting for her, it was trying to connect, it didn't, so I wound up waiting in a little virtual waiting room for her, and she still didn't pop in. So another missed appointment, and it's like, I'm getting so frustrated because I need to get this shit out. And right now, it's like, my husband and I, we generally get along so well, but right now, it's like, I don't even know if I'm going to put this out there, but it's like, I am resenting the fuck out of him. That, just I am. And I don't know what to do. And I can be mean. I know I can. But I said something like, maybe I need to be alone. Maybe I need to get a job and get my own place and just do this on my own, because that's how I feel anyway. I feel like I was chucked to the wolves with nothing to protect me or fight. And I feel like maybe that's what I have to do. And then he gets offended, and but I don't know how else to voice that. And what really sucks is, like, I went to my sister's last night, and it's probably like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon next day. I haven't heard, he hasn't messaged me at all, and I'm dreading going home. I told him I fucking hate my life. I am so miserable. I'm so sad. And it's like, I don't think I'm asking for a lot. It's just, I don't know. And before we got married, my biggest thing was he is horrible at complimenting. I don't need compliments every day, but I'm more of a person that I need like positive affirmations. I need to be reassured that, he loves me, that he thinks I'm pretty, that he, I need to hear that. Otherwise, if I don't hear that, I think, how am I supposed to know? I'm not a mind reader, and he is a very hard man to read, because, like, I'll say something like that to him, and he's like, you know how I feel, I love you, and it's like, no, I don't know. And I was, he said something like, well, trying to think of how it was put, but I told him, I'm like, you can't use that excuse anymore. You can't use, like, I'm, X, or I'm like X, so, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and he said, people don't change, and it's like, bullshit, they don't change. 10 years ago, I am not the person that I was, and I worked so fucking hard on bettering myself. Excuse my language, but when I get heated and passionate, I swear. And it's like, I worked hard, because I thought with my past relationships that were toxic, that were just not healthy, I thought there always had to be drama in a relationship. I had to basically rewire my brain, and, because in the beginning I would pick fights with him to try to make him leave, because I figured if I pushed him away on my terms, then he can't hurt me later on. And right now, I know I'm pushing him away. I know I am. But the thing is, I can't help it. And in some ways, I don't care. And I know that sounds awful, but I'm sure losing my mom has a huge part in this. If I do decide to put this out there, if you lost someone like really important in your life, did your relationship with your partner suffer? I mean, like, any kind of advice, anything would help. It's like, I don't want to blow this relationship up. I mean, 10 years. But then again, I'm I'm so sick of everything. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Before I had kids, I never ever thought I'd be a stay-at-home mom. And it's like I am burnt out all the time. I am overwhelmed. I just, especially with losing my mom, there's times where I don't want them to see me like, freak out. So I'll go like in the porch and just kind of like have a breather and just, because I don't want them to see me upset and just ready to lose my shit. I don't know. I'm just, what do I do? And then I'm dreading going home and like walking in that door because I don't know what to say to him, And he said something yesterday. He's like, do you even plan on taking the boys? And like, it just, the way he said it almost made it sound like I despise my sons, which is far from the truth. And I was just so disgusted. And it's just like, you really said that? Like, of course they would be with me. I don't know. I don't know. And, the past couple years, I'm learning more and more about myself. I was diagnosed with ADHD, and finally, everything makes sense. Like, all the things I thought were my weird little things, like with different sensory issues, just how my brain works, it makes sense. And my mental health practitioner, she pretty much told me she thinks I always do this. She pretty much thinks that I'm on the spectrum, and like, now that I know what that looks like in women, I wouldn't doubt that. And I wouldn't doubt it if my husband was on the spectrum either, or our children. But yesterday, I was walking into the store with my sons, and usually, like, I park next to a cart corral, and then I put them from their car seats into the cart, so I don't have to try to, like, worry, keeping track of a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, in a parking lot. I want them to be safe. And my littlest, he doesn't like it was a really bumpy, trek to, like, inside the store. He was crying and he was upset. And some stranger said something so disgusting, like, pretty much implying that my son is the R word, like the derogatory R word that we no longer use. And I'm proud of myself that I did not flip. Like, this was like even 2 years ago, I would have snapped. But I said something like, sir, I'm on the spectrum. My sister's on the spectrum. My husband's on the spectrum. And my sons are probably on the spectrum. And it's because of ignorant fucks like you that make people like me and, others on the spectrum feel shame for having, like, tics or things that you do, like self-soothing things. And, it's 2023. I thought things would be more acceptable, but I guess not. But the way I said it, you could tell, like, I shamed him, which was my goal. Because if you say anything remotely negative about my sons, I'm surprised I didn't verbally assault him, because my boys are my everything. But I mean, that was just another, cherry on the top of the shit cake that I was dealing with. And I don't know. I don't know anymore. And it's like, this feeling of me thinking I should be alone, that I can do it alone, I'd be better off alone. It's like, will it pass? Am I just going through some sort of phase because, it's part of the grieving process that I haven't figured out yet? Because it's like I'm trying so hard with treatment or with therapy that's not panning out. And I wanted to switch, but I have to see her one more time before she can refer me to someone else. And it's just, I'm so frustrated. It's like, what if those situations were dire, where I needed to talk to someone and it's just, sorry, I don't know. And then the thought of talking, I've only had one session with her. The thought of talking about everything personal, just, I know it's going to be emotionally draining. And I don't know. I told my husband, it's like, I don't think you understand that every day I probably break down like 5 times sobbing about my mom. And it's like, even now, I feel shame. And I know I shouldn't, but I hate crying in front of people. And then just, I don't know. I really don't know. And I told him that I fucking hate my life. That I've never been this depressed. And don't worry, I'm not suicidal by all means. But that doesn't mean, like, sometimes I pray that, that I'll just, die, because it just, everything sucks. Another factor too is, like, I get horrible seasonal depression. And living in Minnesota in the cold, it's 33 degrees right now. That once snow starts hitting and it's dark early, I get really depressed. And everything bad that happened to my mom has always been in November, December, January. So for the longest time, as soon as November would roll around, it would feel like, it was like almost like PTSD, where I would get flashbacks. And it's like, I blacked out a lot of things that happened during that time. But it's almost like I get flashbacks of stuff that happened during that time. And for over 10 years, I never put up a Christmas tree. But as soon as I had my son, I forced myself to. And I remember my mental health practitioner being so proud of me for doing that, because I never want them to suffer because of my shit, I never want them to miss out on things that could be, magical, like Christmas. I loved Christmas growing up, and my mom made Christmas magical. So I am dreading the holidays. And I don't know. And then money, like fucking money. It's like, I'm not working, obviously, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And he is like complaining about money, but like right now, what I'm doing kind of as a hobby is buying and selling or reselling, like on Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, and like just getting rid of stuff that I no longer want, need, or if I find like things that are, a really good deal, I'll flip them. I don't know, I kind of like doing that. Past few days I've sold a lot, so then the next week or two should be like a good, I don't know, 200, $300 coming in just from that. And my husband, he needed new snow boots, whatever, so I bought him a pair. And I was proud that I did that on my own, which sounds so messed up because before I had kids, I was so independent. There's times I worked, 2, 3 jobs. I never depended on a man. And now it's like, I hate that, if I use a debit card, you can see the transaction. So it's like, to get him a gift, it kind of sucks, because like, even if I take out cash, like, so I was proud that I was able to swing this, and it was with money that I earned, and I wanted to get him a nice pair of boots. And I don't know, I just feel like no matter what I do, it's not good enough. And it's like, I feel like I'm failing my children. I feel like I'm failing in the wife department. I feel like I'm failing everything. And I'm just sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. And like, me and him, we don't fight. Like, if I'm upset, I will tell him, and then he'll listen, and he'll be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I can see why you feel that. But last night, when the boys were sleeping, it was getting snippy and like almost like fighting. And I hate that. But sometimes I feel like I'm not being heard. So that's why I usually write, things down in a letter or a card, because then I can get my point across without losing track, because with my brain, like, can go 50 different ways, and I lose the whole point of what I'm trying to say, And then, two, I don't know why that bothered me so bad about that guy, like, talking about my son. It's like, autism is not a bad thing. It's like, hell, I'm probably autistic. I just don't want to go take this test. It's like a couple hours away. It's the closest place you can take it. Insurance doesn't cover it. It costs a few $1,000s, and it's like, and for what? To have an official diagnosis that doesn't matter here or there, But, now that I know what it looks like in women, I definitely think I'm on the spectrum. And I think for so long I was masking. And, I'm just sick and tired of everything, I don't know what to do. It's like, I wanted to have, when I had kids, I wanted to make sure that, I did things right, married, we're on the same page, we're partners, we believe in the same parenting style, morals, values, and it's like, I don't want to get divorced, but I don't know if I need to try a trial separation. I don't know. It's just, sometimes I fantasize about just driving and running away. And that probably makes me sound awful, but, it is what it is, and I'm being very real. and I never get a break. Even if, like, he gets up with them on the weekends or whatever, but I'm still in our bedroom, still there, still hearing everything. Still, 2-year-olds, they like to scream just because, like, that's just how they are, just, and it still it's like I never get that break where I'm away, or if I'm away, it's like 30 minutes at the store. It's not long. And just, I don't know, I didn't sleep last night. I didn't take off my makeup. I look pretty rough, and it just fits how I'm feeling, I guess. But I don't know what to do. I mean, if I do decide to upload this, if anyone has any suggestions, oh, it's getting hot in here. It is hot. I don't know. As long as it's like kind, I don't mind, because I don't know, I'm not opposed to listening to other people's stories, experiences, whatever, as long as, someone's not, being absolutely cruel, but I don't know. Guess I'm just gonna have to figure it out, and, like, I don't know. It's like, do I suck it up and just, I don't know, every day I'm fighting like hell just to survive, to get through the day, I'm not, I don't know, every day is so hard. And, I know I'm depressed, but like I said in previous videos, I can't take antidepressants. They don't agree with my body. So I'm very limited on what I really can do. But it's like, trust me, I'm trying. I'm trying so hard to just, I don't know. And I told him too, I'm like, I could have resorted back to, like, using and doing drugs, like, picked up drinking something, and I'm not, I'm sober, and I feel like that's a huge accomplishment, I should be proud of that, but I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I just didn't really think I'd be in this position where I'm contemplating, what should I do with my marriage? And he's like, we can fix this, and it's like, I get that, but sometimes, we're just so exhausted and so tired, and you hear, XYZ so much that, you need actions. You can't just be like, okay, yeah, like, what, I mean, I need actions, I put up with him, like, being the way he is about, compliments or whatever for so long, and he's gotten a lot better at that, but, it's like, am I just settling? And am I okay with just settling? I don't know. I have a lot to think about, and I should really start heading home because it's gonna get dark soon. There's deer all over this way, and I'm so exhausted and just confused and hurt. I mean, would you be upset if your significant other didn't acknowledge your 10-year anniversary? I mean, 10 years. And we chose Halloween because that is a good friend of ours who committed suicide. That's his birthday. And for years, he was trying to set us up. So it just seemed very fitting. So there's a whole story behind Halloween. So to tell me, like, you didn't know if it was Halloween or another day, I call bullshit. You know, there's a whole story on why it's Halloween. So, you know, and for him still not to, like, you know, remedy it, like I said, I'm not expecting like a diamond ring or even a present, just a card, you know, a couple flowers. I would really, really appreciate that, you know. I'd appreciate anything. I'd appreciate any type of crumbs thrown my way. It's like, and how sad is that? Like, my mom always taught me, like, and my sister, you know, you don't, you know, never depend on anyone, you know, like, especially a man. Like, you have to be independent, and, you know, the only person you can truly count on in life is yourself. It's like, I know I could count on my mom, but I am truly alone now, and that really sucks. Just, you know, it's been like 100 days without her, and it's not getting easier. So I'm gonna mosey on home, I guess. Wish me luck. So anyway, God, this sucks. I hope everyone else is doing way better than me. But then I have to realize too that people have, you know, way worse shit going on than me. So I need to try to find like the silver lining, you know. But I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this. So I don't know. I'll keep you, I don't know, I guess, stay tuned. Bye, guys.